So let's also talk a little bit about the changing legal tariff policy landscape with the new administration. What challenges do you see ahead? What opportunities do you see ahead? Does being a company with one foot in Asia, one foot in the U.S., understanding both markets really well, what kind of advantages does it give you and your customers?
It's a tough market no matter where you're at. And so for us and a number of other folks, we are US-based, US-owned, so we don't have any outside investment. And so there is some comfort. We do have customers that do work with us because they feel significantly more confident in our ability to deliver. They feel confident that there's real assets here in the U.S., that type of thing. And so again, we continue to see business. We actually just got a 120-something megawatt contract finished today. And so, we're still seeing our business grow because there is a sense of reliable deliveries coming out of kind of our Houston factory. The way we do it is we say, hey, if you want product out of Southeast Asia, we'll backstop it with product out of Houston. So that gives a lot of comfort as well. But it's challenging. I mean, I can't say, going into this year, glass last month versus this month, glass is going to cost me $500,000 more this month than it did last month. Aluminum frames are going to cost more this month versus last month, and it's challenging. There's lots of conversations around domestic content. We have a sell agreement. We have some other stuff going for us here where we'll have sell in the U.S. next year, but it's challenging. Yeah,
and I assume that's affecting the market. The orders, especially the larger utility scale projects, seem to have slowed down a bit. I assume resi and commercial is a little bit more stable. How's that looking?
For us, I can't speak to other suppliers. I don't know that the pie is getting any bigger, but we've been doing better at, like I said, we're very good at retaining customers. We're very good at keeping who we have. We don't have a huge customer
list. How come?
List.
What's the secret sauce to that?
I guess, somebody picks up the phone. I mean, if you have a problem, you can always reach out to somebody at our organization. There's decisions
and somebody
don't
answers
take a week.
the phone. That is so important. That was actually the answer for us too. That was the reason we started our distribution company, because we called all the big distributors, this is 15, 16 years ago, and they didn't pick up the phone. We left voicemails. They returned 3 days later. That's really important.
Yeah. And so, I always tell folks that work with us, even on the distribution side, resi folks that are working with us, we won't sell to you, but if you have a problem, just reach out. And I think a lot of them have tested that, and whether they've texted me or emailed me or called me, they always get a call back. And so we have put a lot of focus on that. At least on my core team, we're very good and very responsive in that area.
Yeah.